Hello everyone, myself Srividya, second year B.Ed English student of St. Joseph College of Teacher Education for Women, Ernakulam. Every year, millions of girls and boys around the world face sexual abuse and exploitation. Sexual violence occurs everywhere in every country and across all segments of society. A child may be subjected to sexual abuse or exploitation at home, school, or in community. Most often, abuse occurs at the hands of someone a child knows and trusts. At least 120 million girls and boys under the age of 18, about 1 in 10, have been forced to engage in sex or perform any other sexual acts by familiar person. In such a context, POCSO Act of 2012 matters. Hope that everyone is heard of POCSO Act of 2012. Otherwise, we can elaborate it as Protection of Children from Sexual Offence Act of 2012. The act implemented to address critical gaps in Indian legal system regarding the protection of children under the age of 18. It was introduced to provide a specialized, comprehensive and child-friendly framework that the legal existing Indian Penal Code failed to offer. So let's see why the POCSO Act is significant. Actually, the POCSO Act provides a robust legal framework to ensure child dignity and safety, addressing a critical gap in child protection laws in India. So let's see the major areas. First one, it is inadequacy of existing laws. Actually, before 2012, child sexual abuse was prosecuted under general sections of the IPC or Indian Penal Code, such as Section 375, rape, and Section 354, outraging the modesty of a woman. These laws were found to be insufficient because, first reason, narrow definitions. Section 375 primarily covered penile-vaginal penetration, leaving other forms of sexual assault and the use of objects unaddressed. Next reason, gender bias. Many IPC provisions only recognize female victims, leaving male and transgender children without specific legal protection. And the third reason, lack of specificity. Terms like modesty were not clearly defined for children, and there were no specific laws against child pornography. Now let's see the key provisions of POCSO Act. So it is important to define child first. Any person below the age of 18 years. Next one, it is gender neutrality. It is applies to all children regardless of gender and can even convict women offenders. Next one, it is institutional responsibility. It mandates educational institutions, employers and other organizations to take steps to prevent abuse, sensitize staff and report incidents. And finally, prohibition of child pornography. It strictly penalizes the creation, possession and distribution of child pornography. So let's see what are the key objectives of POCSO Act. First one, it is protection, safeguard children from sexual exploitation, abuse and pornography. Then it is reporting and investigation, create child-friendly processes for reporting offences and recording evidence. Third one, it is justice, ensure speedy trials through special courts and provide justice to child victims. We used to say that a coin have two sides. So likewise, even there are many issues related with POCSO Act. So let's see the current status of POCSO unsolved cases. So first one, overall backlog. Until 2023, India had a substantial backlog of 2,62,089 pending POCSO cases. Then disposal rate exceeds registration. A recent report based on 2025 data from the National Judicial Data Guide or NJDG shows that 87,754 cases were disposed of against 80,320 new registrations, resulting in a 109% of national disposal rate. This positive trend means that 24 states and union territories are clearing both current and older cases. Next one, it is persistent delays. Despite the improved disposal rate, nearly half of all pending POCSO cases remain unresolved for over 2 years, violating the Act's mandate for trials to be completed within 1 year. Next, it is key contributing states. A few states account for a large portion of long pending cases. Uttar Pradesh is the single largest contributor to cases pending beyond 5 years, nearly 37%, followed by Maharashtra 24% and West Bengal 11%. Systematic bottlenecks. Delays often occur during the initial stages, such as police investigation and filing of charge sheets rather than just the trial phase. Issues like limited forensic facilities, a shortage of dedicated public prosecutors, and parental withdrawal of complaints due to social stigma also contribute to the backlog. Finally, conviction rates. Conviction rates have historically fluctuated, remaining around 34% in years leading up to 2019. So it is important to record a statement by a child who has reported sexual violence. So let's see how it is going on. So first one, it is recording statements. Statements must be recorded at the child's residence or a place of their choice, preferably by a female police officer not in uniform. Then next one, it is magistrates record statements under section 164 of the IPC verbatim in the presence of a trusted person. Then audio video means should be used for recording wherever possible. Next, medical examination conducted by a female doctor for female victims in the presence of a parent or trusted adult in a sensitive manner. Then next, see trial procedures in special courts. Cases are tried in special courts or fast-track special courts established for speedy disposal. And the timeline, evidence must be recorded within 30 days of the court taking cognizance, and the trial should ideally be completed within 1 year. In camera proceedings, trials are held in camera close to the public to protect the child's privacy. Child-friendly atmosphere. Courts must ensure the child is not called repeatedly to testify. The child should not come into direct contact with the accused. Screens, curtains, or video conferencing may be used during testimony. Next, legal assistance. Victims are entitled to a support person to help them navigate the legal system and provide emotional support. Cross-examination. The accused counsel does not directly question the child. Questions are communicated to the judge, who then puts them into the child in an age-appropriate manner. Next, see key legal safeguards. First one, it is presumption of guilt. Under section 29 and 30, the court presumes the accused has committed or abetted the offense unless the contrary is proven. Next one, it is confidentiality. It is illegal for any media or person to disclose the identity of the child, which includes name, address, school's name, etc. Finally, compensation. The special court can award interim compensation after an FIR is registered to meet the child's immediate needs, with final compensation determined at the trial's end. So let's see what are the recent judicial developments. When we are considering the 2024 and 25 year, we can see there is gender neutrality in POCSO case. Recent rulings in 2025 reaffirm that the POCSO Act is gender neutral, meaning a woman can also be prosecuted as a perpetrator of sexual crimes against children. Next, discretion in sentencing. In extraordinary cases, for example, consensual relationships where parties later married, the Supreme Court in 2025 used its plenary powers to quash proceedings or withhold sentencing to prevent further trauma to the victim, though these are not treated as general precedents. Next, victim participation. Courts in 2025 have emphasized that victims or their guardians must be notified and given an opportunity to be heard before the bail is granted to the accused. Every state and every nation have a tendency to solve the issues. So in case of POCSO also, there are many attempts to resolve the issues related with POCSO. So there are efforts to expedite justice. So let's see what are they. The government is working to address the pendency through several initiatives. So let's see, the first one it is fast track special courts or FTSCs. The central government approved setting up 1023 FTSCs or fast track special courts, including 389 exclusive POCSO courts, e-POCSO, for the expeditious trial and disposal of cases. Next attempt, propose additional courts. A report recommends the allocation of rupees 1,977 crore from the Nirbhaya Fund to establish an additional 600 e-POCSO courts to eliminate the entire backlog within 4 years. And finally, Supreme Court monitoring. The Supreme Court of India actively monitors the situation and has emphasized that compromises between victims and accused have no legal effect on serious, no compoundable POCSO cases. So the current status indicates a positive turning point in case management, but significant challenges remain in ensuring timely and trauma-sensitive justice for all child victims. The next is most important thing. If you know about a POCSO case, you must report it immediately to the police or childline. The contact number of childline is 1098. So the very first step is call childline and contact nearby police station and provide the basic details and finally report the suspicion. So keep in mind, violence against children is an offense always. So do remember the child line number 1098. Thank you.